Hi, my name is Scott Cheek. I'm here with Eric Gibson and Straight Talk. And today I'm going to tell you about me and my wheelchair. When I was 17 years old, I fell through a window and a piece of glass stabbed me in the back and it smashed my spinal cord. And ever since then, I can't walk. But at first it's hard. You always, even still after quite a long time, you feel different from other people, and maybe something a bit isolated. I still anyway. I feel a bit self-conscious sometimes, but ultimately, I think a lot of people don't realize that physical change like this is just something you get used to, and you don't even think about every day the fact that I almost never think about, hey, I'm paralyzed. What am I gonna do? It just doesn't come up. I'm just going about my daily business like everybody else, and I think pretty much tell you the same thing. Interesting experience that you have having a really visible disability, like when you use a wheelchair, is the curiosity of kids, and very often parents are worried that it's not okay to ask somebody, why are you in a wheelchair? I guess I think to me it's hard to picture what people are worried about, but I think they picture it something really, really sad, and you shouldn't ask a stranger. But the fact is, it's not, and I love how children aren't afraid to ask. If a kid asks me, I figure out how I tell them, hey, I was hurt, now I use this wheelchair. And the wheelchair could take me anywhere. I've spent quite a lot of time traveling in Europe and seeing beautiful old cities. I've been to Venice, and I've been to Denmark. I've been to, I don't know, maybe I had lost track of how many countries I've been to. And I travel alone. I don't need any help from anybody. I've driven across the peak of the Alps and seen glaciers and shit. No. So, a lot of people assume that if you use a wheelchair or have some other disability like that, you're not able to be independent. But the fact is, a great many people who've been hurt like I was and ended up disabled are quite lucky enough to be independent, and the independence has taken me a long way. Last year I spent 17 hours in my car and drove from Austria straight to Copenhagen without stopping to visit some friends of mine, and I've spent months and months traveling alone in Europe, and sometimes it's a little harder to make sure you find a place where there aren't a lot of steps, but as long as there are places without steps, I could do whatever I want.